All right, Facebook. So I've seen this more than once. I'm not sure if I made a video on it or not, but as you see, the question is if a guy is concerned about your body count, he's basically not going to be good. Good in bed. I've seen that before where if the guy doesn't want to accept the fact that you have literally fucked your entire state, it's just because his dick isn't good. So that's yet again another shaming tactic to say what your preference is not allowed because the fact that that's actually your preference, you're weak. You're not. You're something's wrong with you because you have something that you don't like. You have a preference. You can't have a preference. So let's go through these comments and look. Von Smith. I don't know. I don't even think I would ask a woman her body count. I don't care, but I doubt that question and this such would reflect my or someone else's performance. Niggas might be trying to see if you prepared or not. So that was what I hear in that statement is basically I think I would never ask it. He's immediately saying, no, 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 don't think I'm doing it. But look, to try to defend him, I think he's trying to see if you're ready for him. Listen, if women, ladies, if you want to say I'm wrong, you want to prove me wrong, fine. But I don't think you having a high body count means you're going to be any more prepared in bed. That doesn't fucking make any sense. What you can't. So if you had one partner for 10 years, y'all didn't learn shit. See how dumb that logic is. Oh, you can't learn anything unless you have a bunch of partners. You and just one person can't explore, research and look into anything because that's just not how it works. One partner means you've done missionary and doggy style, and that's it. Nothing else. It's fucking stupid. Travis Bullock. That question is completely unrelated to quality of a person, though. I think statements like this are just a reflection of humans wanting to have black and white rules to life that mostly don't exist. The first part where he says is completely unrelated to quality of a person. I'd have to call bullshit on that. I'm not saying that you can't have exceptions and whatnot, but that means, and this is for men and women to different extents, but to an extent, it says you have no self discipline and no self control. I said in a video a while back where Ben Shapiro said that human beings are pathetic when it comes to this sex and having to have this many partners and blah blah blah, and he was talking about men and women, and I completely agree with that. We've turned it into how many can you get? How many can you get? How many can you get? And if everybody's out here giving it to everybody, how the fuck is it an accomplishment at all? At this point, for men, it's not even an accomplishment. You can rack up a few bodies a week swiping right on Tinder. So at this point, it's not really an accomplishment for anybody. For the most part, you still have your guys who have the master skill to put even your most elite women, but that's your top elite kind of guys. But it does go to your quality of a person because it says you're not willing to sacrifice your immediate gratification right now for your future betterment of your future or whatever, can't figure the phrase out I want to say, but you get what I mean. So yes, it does speak to your quality of a person. Body count, niggas ask that. Well, I don't think they do because as you see, just in the 12 comments on this, you kind of are ashamed out of it. You can say, hey, do you have under, 100 partners? Why do you care? Well, I want to see if you have any type of, ability to say no. Any discipline at all. It's any. You weak. You must have a little dick or something. So no, I don't think niggas ask that, sir. She was speaking to this guy and said it makes sense. What did he respond with? I think it's true for some, but very far from a rule. A dude could be asking that because his ex had a high count to him. Because you can't just say, you can't just outright come and say maybe a woman had a high count. You have to say to that specific person, right? And it didn't with him, so he's trying to avoid it. I think it didn't go well. He assumed he might have said meant. How could he could ask because he knows that he can't deal with people having social pressure that come with that, etc. While he didn't articulate that very well. I think what he's saying is he acts that because he can't deal with people. Basically what's going on in his thread, basically, whereas people are saying having a woman with a high body count, maybe a whole bunch of dudes, in that area have had her or whatever. I think that's what he meant. I think. I feel the same way. I definitely wouldn't ask. It's not my family, friends, or boss. What? Oh, she was responding to this. What you did before me don't have nothing to do with me. Kinda does. It kinda does. See, that's somebody you have to lay with. Why are we dismissing that? Why the fuck are we dismissing that? See, if somebody cheats on you, right? Don't we all have it? Haven't we heard people say, especially women say, "Ew, you're going to lay with another woman and come home to me? That's so nasty." What chances are, if you're somebody who gets around because you devalue yourself that much, which is another thing that we're just dismissing here. You sleeping with a bunch of people tells me being a guy, you being a woman. If you have hundreds of people on your account, that tells me you don't value your body at all. So that tells me something. That definitely tells me something if you are telling me, no, I don't do this, I don't sleep on the first day, I don't nigga the first and a half, maybe. You see how now that question actually has meaning now? See how it tells me something about you, your character, your quality of a person, as he said. See, if you're that cheap, your quality isn't very high. I don't understand this. It's just another way to tell dudes, no, deal with whatever society gives you. Shut the fuck up. You don't have basically making it as like you don't want to marry somebody with a high body count. All of a sudden, now you're oppressing her or some shit like that. Especially if it comes to bonding yourself legally with someone, bonding yourself in any way with someone. I have a right to know what you did before me. That's like saying, hey, do you have any debt? What I racked up before you isn't your fucking business. Yes, it is, you idiot. That, if you want to translate the two towards some type of, comparative, I can't figure the word out, but you sleeping with all those people before me, especially that means you just kind of how easy you were. You're racking up debt as you go along. Because now you're going to get to a point, and I don't know why women like to deny this, but you always come to a point where it's, all right, I'm done with that taxing experience. Now I have to have a guy like this, specifically like this, and we're gonna have to be this serious. And now rules come to play. And it's like, hold your fucking horses. Am I, like I told you with the married at first sight couple? She was in 10 years she was single, but she was always, and as she admitted, being with dudes without even a date to be required. Nothing required, nothing. No time, no energy, no effort. As long as she was attracted to you, she didn't say this, but that's pretty much the way it had to go for there to be no date or anything. As long as you had a good, decent game and she was attracted to you, y'all was fucking and that's all y'all were until she said something. You was like, nope, fuck it, I'm out of here. Now I'm paying for those debts that every other dude has racked up. Your body count tells me something. I just seen yesterday a Tommy Sotomayor clip where he was talking. This chick had made a video about him. She said she was 24 and only slept with 6 guys. A beautiful example. The logic of his rebuttal was, well, chances are you're not going to admit to any age prior to 16. So if you've had 6 in 8 years, how many relationships were those out of 6? Because if you had a relationship at all, it couldn't really have gone past like 2 years. Because if it did, let's say you, out of one of those, it was 4 years, right? One relationship was 4 years. So now you shorten that up to 5 in 4 years. So you understand? So again, I'm about to wrap this up, but stop acting like body counts don't fucking count. They absolutely do. They absolutely do. This thing where we're going, oh, a body count doesn't count. That's because you're a hoe. And you can check me on it if you want to. You're saying that because you're a hoe. Out.